The first and one of the best AoE DPS in the entire game, JIyan is back with the anniversary convince, and he has gone through or will go through quite a bit of changes, especially with more team options. And in this video, I will cover everything you need to know about him. So without any further ado, let's start with this kit. JIyan fills his forte circuit stacks with his normal attacks and intro skill. You only need half of his forte stacks to play him, which is instantly filled by his intro skill. If we cast his forte skill, it will consume half of his forte and deal 20% more damage. But you should never do it because his liberation, while he has 30 forte stacks, will deal an additional hit, and while in his liberation state, the resonance skill will always be enhanced. After using his liberation, he enters an enhanced state that lasts for 10 seconds. In this state, he gets high resistance to interruption and all his basic attacks are replaced with a special heavy attack. All the damage dealt in this state is considered as heavy attack damage. It has a cost of 125 and a cooldown of 16 seconds. His intro skill deals some damage, and as I said earlier, it gives him 30 forte stacks. In his outro skill, JIyan will do coordinated attacks up to 2 times along with the heavy attacks of the next character you switch into. This has good multiplier and lasts for only 8 seconds. His first inherent skill grants him 10% attack increase after casting his intro skill, and the second inherent skill gives him 12% crit damage increase for 8 seconds when JIyan hits an enemy, which is basically permanent. Moving on to his talent priority. JIyan has separate damage multipliers which are tied to his resonance liberation. It makes up for most of his personal damage, so the resonance liberation takes the top priority, followed by his forte circuit and his resonance skill, then his intro skill. You can just skip the basic attacks, as with enough energy regen, you can have 100% uptime on his resonance liberation and won't be using his basic attacks most of the time unless in the outer world. Resonance liberation, forte circuit and resonance skill are all that matters. You can level the intro skill a bit for more damage. Moving on to his echoes. JIyan's best echo set is a 5-piece Sierra Gale set. The best one is a Nightmare Phalian Beringal, as it provides unconditional 12% aero damage and 12% heavy attack damage bonus, which is great as JIyan's most of the damage is considered as heavy attack damage. And the echo cast has no animation, so you can use it however you like. The echo is only available in Rina Sita, so if you have not unlocked it yet, you can use the normal Phalian Beringal, which gives the same buff but is conditional. However, the monkey is quite chonky and slow. The buff is activated only when the monkey completes its second hit. As a result, it is important to land the second hit. Since it has long animation, you can swap cancel it. You need to swap cancel it before you give the buff some characters like Mortefi to JIyan. Something like this. The lingering tunes with Make Abomination is a decent alternative but a worse option. Most of his damage comes during the window of his resonance liberation, so your on-field time with JIyan would be only during his liberation state. It is crucial to have 100% uptime on his liberation, which means you need to build some energy regen on him. Generally speaking, try to get around 130% energy regen. This amount can be reduced by using someone like Yang who provides energy restoration, but she is not the best option to use with him. For echo stats, crit rate or damage depending on your stats on 4 cost echo. On 3 cost echoes, go for aero damage bonus. You can also go with the combination of 1 3 cost aero damage bonus and 1 3 cost attack percent echo if you don't have double aero damage pieces. This combination is only 4% worse than double aero damage. Energy regen on one of your 3 cost echoes is also viable to meet JIyan's energy requirements if you have no energy regen rolls from your substats. But still, I recommend you to try and meet the energy requirements from echo substats. Now attack percent on the 1 cost echo. For substats, look for energy regen until required, then go for crit stats, attack percent and heavy attack damage bonus or flat attack. Moving on to his weapons. The best weapon for JIyan is obviously signature weapon Verdant Summit. It provides a huge amount of crit damage and additionally provides 12% all type of damage bonus and up to 48% heavy attack damage bonus. Jin's signature weapon Aegis of Harvest will be his second best weapon option. It is worse than his signature by around 10%. It provides 12% all type of damage bonus and some resonance skill damage bonus, which is only slightly beneficial for him. The 5-star standard weapon Lustrous Razor is the best F2P option to use on him, as it provides a lot of attack percent and energy regen. The resonance liberation damage bonus is wasted on him, but this weapon is a good stat stick. Aside from these weapons, the BP weapon Autumn Trace is a good option due to the crit rate and attack buff. With someone like Shiakona in the team who can apply debuff on enemies, Meditations on Mercy, which is a craftable weapon of Rina Sita, becomes viable on him. The gacha weapon Waning Red Shift will be his next best 4-star option. This weapon grants resonance energy which lowers JIyan's energy requirements and increases attack after casting resonance skill. The Helios Cleaver is a decent stat stick. If you don't have any of these weapons, you can use the craftable weapon Broadblade 41. It provides a good amount of energy regen, letting you build offensive stats from your echoes and provides a good amount of attack. You can max refine it easily as it is free. Do keep in mind you need to have over 80% HP so it can get inconsistent. Aside from these, for 3 stars, you can use the R5 Guardian Broadblade or the R5 Broadblade of Night. Now let's move on to JIyan's best team comps and team synergies. He has some new team options, but let's first look at his old and best teams. The best character for the second slot is going to be Mortefi. He provides a huge 38% heavy attack damage amplification for 14 seconds from his outro, and he can deal good off-field damage. I have made a detailed guide on Mortefi, you can check it out. Alto is a decent replacement for Mortefi as he can provide aero damage amplification. I have a guide for him as well. I will leave the link in description. JIyan can be used for some energy regen but a worse option than both Mortefi and Alto. And for the last slot, it will be a sustain support like Shorekeeper, Varina or Baiji. Yohu is also viable with Mortefi but not the best option. The Aero Rover can be used as a sustain support as he can use the regenerating glow set and provide 10% aero damage amplification with his sword but is a worse option. With the release of Shiakona, JIyan is going to have more team options available. I have covered her kit in my previous video. TLDR, she provides 24% aero damage bonus to the team while also dealing good personal damage. If she uses Gusts of Velkin set, she provides additional 15% aero damage bonus. So you can use her with JIyan in place of Mortefi or sustain support if you are fine without healing. You can also use the Aero Rover and Shiakona duo as they synergize well with each other. I will be showcasing the Shiakona teams when she gets released, so make sure to subscribe to stay tuned. Here are some JIyan's team examples. JIyan Mortefi Shorekeeper, JIyan Alto Varina, JIyan Shiakona Shorekeeper, JIyan Shiakona Aero Rover. Now with all the basics out of the way, let's move on to JIyan's rotation. Just a small reminder, it would really help my channel a lot if you could like and share the video and subscribe to my channel. Now moving on to JIyan's rotation. JIyan is very easy to play. First start with his intro skill, then use his Liberation. After you use his Liberation, JIyan usually moves a bit behind. This creates a gap between JIyan and the enemy. If you use his Resonance skill right after his Liberation, you will miss quite a lot of hits from his skill. So what you need to do is, after you use his Liberation, close the gap by using a normal attack once. Then use his Resonance skill and spam his normal attacks. You can just hold the normal attack button instead of repeatedly pressing it. When the Liberation is about to end, use his Resonance skill again. Using the Resonance skill twice is essential as it generates Resonance energy which you will need for your next rotation. When the Liberation ends, go back to your supports to refresh the buffs. Check the echo section to know when to use the echo skill depending on the one you are using. Here's an example of his team rotation. Moving on to his sequences. I will quickly go over them. All these sequences except the first one are decent, really strong upgrades. Unless you are going for his third advancement or higher, don't pull for his sequences. The first one is totally not worth it, it just lets you cast his Resonance skill once more and reduces the resolve consumption of this skill by 15. It can help you reduce his energy requirements, but don't spend your astrals for this. Second sequence gives him some attack boost which is like only 10% increase. His most noteworthy sequences are the third, 5th and the 6th one. The third one increases his crit rate by 16% and crit damage by 32% after casting his intro skill, Resonance Liberation or Resonance skill. You can basically have permanent uptime on this. This is around 37% damage increase over his S0 or S1. His fourth sequence gives team-wide 25% heavy attack damage bonus for 30 seconds after casting his Liberation. This is a decent upgrade. The fifth sequence increases the damage multiplier of his outro skill by 120% and gives him an attack boost for up to 45% which can be gained by just performing his intro skill. So yeah, a big upgrade. The last sequence is obviously his best one. JIyan gains momentum stacks after casting a heavy attack, intro skill or resonance skill. These stacks will be consumed to increase the multiplier of his fortress circuit attack by 120%. For his full priority, Get his weapon first, then if you want to invest further in him, go for his S3 or higher. Now the main question, is JIyan, who is the first limited character, still worth it? Short answer, yes. He may not be as strong as the meta characters, but he can easily clear the Tower of Adversity and doesn't need any complicated swap cancel combos, making him beginner friendly. His attacks can automatically parry enemies, which is very helpful. He is also one of the best AoE DPS we have, making him the best choice for clearing Whimpering Wastes. He is totally worth it, just go for him. And that's all for this video. Don't forget to like and share the video and subscribe for more Wuthering Waves content. Thanks for watching.